All right,
Okay,
President, are you
we're going to
ready?
get started.
Okay, we're on.
Welcome to Senate Chat, or as we might call it today, Senate Pontification. Welcome to our media availability and also access for the public over the internet. Thanks to those who are watching us. We are happy to take any questions that you have today. We have Senator DeBackus representing our minority party today. We'd love to take your questions. We'll start with questions from the media.
Sounds like you're
Please.
meeting with the governor this morning. Anything of note?
No, we were just talking about some resolution issues, medical marijuana, just kind of talking about where the Senate is on some of the issues, and we chatted about that, and kind of just giving him an update because he likes to know what might be coming down his way to sign or to veto, I'm sure.
We had a great meeting with the governor, and it turns out his toast at the White House was a huge hit, and I was really pleased.
Representative Dunnigan's Medicaid expansion bill is out this morning.
Oh, good.
Have you had a chance to look at it, or?
I have not. I've not looked at it, but I have been briefed on the contents.
How do you think it will fare over here if it gets here?
I think it has a good chance of passing in the Senate.
So do I.
The Judiciary Committee last night passed a bill to abolish the death penalty in Utah. What's the appetite among the Senate as a body to continue that discussion and even move it forward?
We will be hearing it on the floor of the Senate. If there wasn't the appetite, we wouldn't even send it to committee. And so the committees address that issue. It'll come on the floor for a vote, and we'll see where it goes from there. Senator DeBackus, your caucus taking a position on that?
I don't think we have, but I want to say something I think is really critical and important, and that is I'm terrifically appreciative of the leadership of the Senate. There is not an issue that I can think of that they have been less than enthusiastic in allowing the issue, sometimes when it's awkward and uncomfortable, to get out and to be talked about and have a hearing and have a vote. And I think it's a wonderful breath of fresh air, and I'm terrifically appreciative to the president and to the entire leadership. I don't know whether it just seems as though I'm pontificating, which I am, and I will.
That's what Senate Chat's about.
But
We're trying to get our ratings up.
I can lose a vote, and I do lose a few, where the frustration comes, where something doesn't get heard. You know, the votes are the votes, and it doesn't always happen, and in some bodies it doesn't happen. It does happen in the Senate. It doesn't have to happen, and they're wrong most of the time. But I want to thank personally and individually the members of our leadership and the president.
Did you want to comment on that, Senator Hilliard? Because you were
I was just
part of
going
the
to
hearing.
say, if he's gotten any bills, any yes votes, it's been too many, but
I voted on your bill today, Senator, your speed trap bill. So
no, police. What did
On
you
the death penalty bill and whether there's an appetite to move that forward.
Well, I voted no in the committee for the reason I think we ought to keep the death penalty, and I explained that in here before. I was just concerned this late in the session, putting it up on the floor. It takes a lot. There's a lot of emotion involved, and people will want to talk about it, and that'll mean other bills will not be brought up. And that's the plain, simple fact. We only have so much time. So that was my concern. And I thought it was interesting. Several people, I think, in the committee said, I'm going to vote no against it on the floor, but I'll give it out on the floor for debate. So that's my only concern.
Or did you
Personally opposed to it. So
I'm sorry, you're personally opposed to the bill or the,
To the bill, yes. So it'll be interesting, it'll be good debate. I think you'll find some good support, obviously, and some good time.
thank you.
Senator Hubbard's made, I think, a great argument for this in time past. You know, it's almost a victim issue. It's not an issue of the death penalty in Utah. When's the last time it was exercised? So it isn't like it's a problem here. But I think it gives some comfort to victims of extremely egregious crimes. Anyway, any other questions?
Well, that's Senator Stevenson about, you have a bill creating a hotel liquor license. Can you talk about that? What that does?
It takes some of the large hotels have to have 3 or 4 licenses to operate under. It consolidates those into one license, and then they would turn those licenses back in, and would be able to reissue those in some other areas. We have, as we've looked at it, we have a very anxious group of people looking at this area to add new hotels to the area, and so this seems to accommodate, just really simplifies the process more than anything.
They already have licenses in their restaurants.
This is just really a consolidation of existing licenses. Most restaurant or most of big hotels have to have full service license, limited service license, and a banquet license. And
some have as many as what?
Well,
5 or 6 or 7.
They may have a
so
bar
it's
license
simplification.
or a tavern license also. So it allowed them to consolidate those, consolidate the payment of those. If properties are contiguous, it's patterned somewhat after the licenses that we put together for the large hotels up in Park City.
So then that would free up bar licenses or restaurant full service licenses that you
would free up some license. We've determined in the bill what licenses will be freed up.
Is there a set number of hotel licenses that can be issued? Is there a cap on that?
We started out with 80. We think we'll have probably something in the range of 35 to 50 existing hotels that will want to step in and use this process.
Always a hot topic. Alcohol, right?
I'll drink to that.
Not Utah.
I'm the only one.
Questions from our viewers?
Not today.
Any other questions from the media? Any other last statements, Senator Backus?
How many days we got left, President?
Too many.
Too many. Way too many.
All right, 15 days.
That's all.
15 and a half.
But who's counting? Who's counting?
4 minutes.
And 5 seconds.
So Medicaid, death penalty, water.
I was going to say, don't forget water.
Sorry, I did it.
Don't forget, there we go.
Sounds like you guys have a lot to do in 2 weeks.
Yes.
I don't think we've seen the end of Senate Bill 38, which is the funding of public education and the equity for
Yes. That's for sure.
Seems like, that's kind of what happens. It's part of the process. We go through this lengthy process of making sure that we hear bills in committee and that they're developed before they get there. And it takes a while to get things moving. And then all of a sudden we get to the last 2 or 3 weeks of the session and everything starts to come at once. And so it seems sometimes a little bit hectic, but it's really a result of a good process that we're getting good vetting on the bills and the ideas that are coming to us. So.
Thank you very much, everyone. And come back tomorrow for another version of Senate Chat or pontification, is it? Maybe. So thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah.